2 that is just as easy. For step 2, you're going to do the exact same exercise you did for step 1, and this time you're going to do it for a given rep range. So I prefer personally, and I recommend you do 8 to 12 reps or 10 to 15 reps. And of course, if we have a rep range and we don't do as many reps as possible, this also means that now we're going to add weight. So every single set, you're going to do it with additional weight, and you're going to up the weight when you max out the rep range. So if you do 8 to 12 and you have additional 10 pounds on sit-ups, if you get 12, 12, 11, 10, it's time to move on because you're getting too strong. You're starting to get to a point where you can get 14, 15 reps. You're starting to exit the rep range. So to stay within the rep range, you add weight. It's as simple as this. We never want to actually exceed the rep range. We max it out, we add weight. It naturally lowers the reps you can do because there's added weight. You build up the reps again, etc., etc. I also forgot to add this, but you'll of course be supersetting these sets. Don't do sets as standalones for abs. It's a waste of time. If you do bench, do your abs afterwards. If you do curls, do abs afterwards. The only movements you shouldn't be supersetting with that are heavy lower compound movements like squats and deadlifts, because it might be counterproductive, but even that could be done if you're a bit more advanced. The reason why I insist you do this is because we all know the old fable of I will do abs at home, I will do abs at the end of the workout. You won't. You will skip it times and times again, and then you'll complain that you don't have a six-pack. Do your ab isolation early in the workout. Superset it with your favorite lift. It's only 6 to 9 sets. It's only 6 to 15 sets. You can always find space. So make them a priority, put them early so that you don't have an excuse to skip, and you will get it done. The key aspect of step 2 is this. You do not add sets. Again, I know it's tough to believe, but at this point, it's the same logic. Step 1, we got enough hypertrophy from just volume without much intensity. Now we have volume and intensity. We don't need more volume. You can grow from 6 to 9 sets with additional weight every single time on an ab isolation. I guarantee you that. So no more than 9 sets. 6 to 9 sets is still what we want. For the same reason as I said earlier, it's because for step 3, we're going to need that additional volume. So for now, the additional workload that you get comes from the weight. And you could tell me, okay, well, sure, but on step and stage 1, I did as many reps as possible. So I got a ton more reps than I do on stage 2 and step 2. How come I can't do more reps and sets if I want? It's because you will find that on ab isolation in particular, adding weight to the movement is going to make up for the lack of volume. I guarantee you that. You will see great results from it because the abs are simply not used to being put under that much pressure. An additional 5 to 10 pounds on your sit-up is like an extra 40 pounds on your squats. It's that severe, it's that potent. So if something is potent, you don't have to use much of it. If anything, you would burn out if you did. So we stay with the exact same volume. And as always, we keep an eye on form and tempo. We never sacrifice form and tempo for weight. That is the deadliest sin when it comes to bodybuilding. So stretch low under the weight, you take your time and you keep a proper technique. When it comes to this stage, as I said, the added weight is going to be quite taxing on your core. So you might want to avoid doing your ab isolation work on days that precede heavy lower body compounds like squats. Because what you could find is that if you kill your abs with 3 to 4 sets on a Monday and you squat on a Tuesday, your core rigidity is not going to be where you want it to be, which is going to impair your ability to train legs. That would be stupid. Actually, the point of this master plan is to be able to grow your abs and your other muscles at the same time, because we're not cutting to see the abs, we're actually building them, and the rest of the body is going to grow alongside the abs. So to avoid that, what you can do is either do your ab isolation on upper body days that are not immediately followed by lower body days. So if the day that follows is an empty day or rest day, it's fine. Or just do your ab isolation at the end of lower body days. That way the heavy compounds are already taken care of. And I can guarantee you that having a sore or tired core is not going to be damaging on your bench, on your overhead press, or on your curls. So you will be just fine. For the same logic that we had for step 1, you graduate from step 2 when you get to a point where 6 to 9 sets per week even with added weight, starts to feel too little, or if you start to stall, if you stop being able to progressively overload with weight on your body with only 6 to 9 sets, now we have to get an additional bullet out of our back pocket and we have to add more volume so as to promote